Now, did you know that wealthy entrepreneurs legally write off vacations, fancy dinners, and even their car lease payments? Now, the secret is knowing how to turn your everyday expenses into tax-deductible business expenses. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Now, I want to start off this video by saying, over the last few years, I think regardless of political belief, we can all agree that the government's use of our tax dollars is not optimal. Now, it is the responsibility of a citizen to pay your taxes by law, but it is not our responsibility to pay too much in tax. Now, Ben Franklin once said that the avoidance of taxes is the only intellectual pursuit that carries any reward. Hi, my name is Eric, and I've been a tax strategist and financial accountant for the past 13 years. And with the recent advancements in AI and the really weird political timeline that we're currently living in, I figured it's time for me to reveal all of the tax strategy secrets that I've been using for all of my high net worth clients. Now, I figure that if I could even save you a few more dollars in tax, that's a few more dollars you could use for your family, your goals, or even your favorite charity. And honestly, I'm pretty disappointed in where the government's heading. So let's send less tax dollars to the government and let's put more back in your pockets. All right, so let's talk about a recent client that we've worked with. So let me introduce you to Mark. Now, Mark is a marketing consultant making about $300,000 per year. A few years ago, he was paying nearly 35% of his income in taxes. But then we helped him have a mindset shift, and suddenly his trips to Hawaii, his Tesla, and even his daily Starbucks runs became legitimate business expenses. How is this? Well, it's because he stopped thinking like an employee and he started thinking like a business owner. So let's break it down. First of all, your business can pay for everyday expenses. Now, as long as the expense is ordinary and necessary for your business, it can be legally deducted. So Mark started shifting how he utilized some of his expenses. First of all, he loved to eat like I do. So he started holding client meetings at restaurants, which is a 50% deduction if for business. And he read a great book called Never Eat Alone by Mark Manderson, and it literally changed his life. Now, most dinners that he does when he eats out are with clients or prospective clients. Now, Mark also started writing off a portion of his home internet and phone bill because he works remotely and at home. Finally, Mark started claiming his home office deduction, reducing his taxable income even further. The next one is business travel can be fully deductible. Now, Mark loves to travel, just like me and probably like you. Now, instead of just taking personal vacations, he now plans business meetings, conferences, or networking events in the locations that he wants to visit and vacation at. Now, since these trips have a business context, the flights, hotels, and meals during the business days are legally deductible. Now, there are some very specific rules to this that I'll cover into a blog post for you later. Next, he used his car as a business expense. Now, instead of paying for his Tesla Model X with post-tax dollars, Mark purchased it under his business, and he used bonus depreciation to write off a big chunk of the purchase price. He tracks his mileage, and he writes off his charging, insurance, and in maintenance. Just so you know, in 2025, President Trump is proposing to bring back bonus depreciation again. And if so, this will make large vehicles great again. Now, even his coffee became a tax write-off. Now, instead of just grabbing a latte alone, Mark started scheduling business meetings at coffee shops. Now, every time he grabs a latte with a client, it becomes a tax-deductible expense. So I'm glad you stuck around to the end to learn 4 of the ways most business owners are able to optimize their taxes. Now, in the next few videos, I'm going to be covering in detail some more very specific strategies that we implement with our clients to help them avoid paying too much to the government in tax. Now, if you're like me and you want to keep learning more ways to optimize your business and also your taxes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have a tax question or comment, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, remember, it's not about how much you make, but it's how much you keep.